Imagine this. You are in a meeting. It is 9:55 in the morning. The room is quiet and your boss starts to raise his voice. As soon as this happens, your stomach drops. Your chest starts to get tightened and your jaw locks. And your thoughts, they get scattered all over the place. While all this is happening, you start to explain yourself too fast, too much, even when you have not done anything wrong. Before you understand what is actually happening, your body has already decided, and you hear a small voice in your mind: stay small, stay safe. And you realize at that moment that this is not the first time that you felt this way. This has a history. And today, we are going to trace where it all began. Most of us believe that the way we act changes with our environment. We expect people to act in one way at home, another way at school, and completely different at work. At home, things are personal. In school, they are instructional. And at work, they are professional. So we think each space creates a different version of us. But what if this is just partially true? Let us take a closer look at it. These are our three main environments: home, school, and work. These have different settings. We have different roles and different versions of us in all these environments. So we adapt, we perform, and we adjust. However, there is one thing which connects us to all these three environments, that is one emotional system. And the emotional patterns, which are learnt at a very early age, they tend to travel with us everywhere we go. When we look at it closely, people who learn to stay quiet early in their life, they stayed quiet even in the classrooms and later in the meetings. People who took on responsibility too early in life, they became dependable students and eventually indispensable employees until they are exhausted. And people who were raised around unpredictable authority stayed guarded later in life even when there was no threat around them. Different places, but same internal reactions. The same internal reactions produce same responses across all three environments. We see this across families, schools, and organizations. Some of these patterns, they get praised, some of them discouraged, and some of them are taken advantage of. But regardless of the outcome, the same responses, they keep repeating, which tells us that it is not random. So let us bring clarity to this. People do not repeat behaviors and patterns because they are effective. They repeat them because they feel familiar. And familiar patterns, they require less effort. They are more predictable and they feel safe. Familiar equals helpful, even when they are not safe. So all the patterns which are generating from this emotional system, they are not personality trait. They are not even conscious decisions. These are adaptations which we learned very early. And these are the ways people learned how to stay connected, how to avoid conflict, keep peace, and maintain stability. Once these adaptations settle in, they travel with us every environment we go. According to science, there's a simple reason for this. The nervous system is designed to default mode. It does not re-evaluate every situation from scratch. So it leans on whatever it already knows, not what is the best, but what is familiar. That is why the reactions can feel automatic and later confusing. A child who learned that staying silent will avoid conflict may stay silent later in life, even when speaking would help. Someone who learned that carrying responsibility means stability may continue to do so, even if it leads to burnout. And someone who learned to stay alert all the time will continue to stay hypervigilant even when there is no danger around them. The context changes, but the responses, they remain the same. Many people expect change to come from movement. They think if they move from one place to other, then these patterns can be changed, like going to a new school, taking a new job, or a new phase of life. But the movement alone cannot rewrite the patterns. New environments do not erase them, they just reveal those patterns again. Patterns do not change when we move places or try harder. They can change when they are noticed in the real time, right when the body begins to respond. Recognition will create a pause, and the pause will give you a choice. That choice will create space, and space is where a new pattern is formed. This will help patterns which are learned at home to loosen their grip, not through effort or self control, but through steady awareness. That awareness will initiate a change which will not stop with one person. It moves through families, classrooms, and workplaces. So the invitation is very simple. Notice one pattern which you carry most often. Name it, be aware about it, and initiate a change. This is how the real change will begin. Not by fixing people, not by judging them, but by slowing down and understanding them. Thank you.